this session here, just for the information of people who are here, and Danish especially, it's the first time we are doing it, right? We will be sort of having this sort of sessions maybe every once in 2 weeks, where Chandran will impart his knowledge and wisdom of being 20 years in the industry, soft skills, sales skills, and whatnot, from his from his gray matter, and hopefully by the end of the sessions, all of the sessions, we get some value out of it, and then we use the wisdom, the knowledge that Chandran shares, and we use it on our daily work. In this sense, in a sense, as a financial advisor. So without any ado, I would like to introduce Mr. Chandran Kanapathey. He's a dear friend. I've known him for many years. He's in fact one of my first friends when I got into Singapore. I'm a Malaysian, by the way, and I live in Pasir Ris. Chandran lives in Pasir Ris. We meet very often for teh tarik, kopi and stuff. So one of the things that we spoke about, and it struck me as a very powerful tool, was his qualifying and prospecting tool that he uses and teaches to his financial advisors, where he's training right now. So he had this acronym Iron Man for it. And I was thinking, wow, that is so powerful, and he went on to describe what it was all about, and I was like, wow, okay, this one the people have to know, right? The people not only in the financial industry, I think the financial advisor industry, but generally in sales and marketing. So I convinced Chandran to come on board with me, and maybe impart, maybe for the next 45 to 1 hour, what this Iron Man strategy is all about. So Chandran, are you ready?
Thanks, Hari, for that very interesting, authentic introduction. Yes.
It's from the heart, bro.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I'm always ready when people are ready. So you tell me when what do you want me to, when you want me to start, and I can just have this conversation, because I'm very passionate about growth, success, especially financial planners who are taking, in this case, we are talking to financial advisors. We are taking a big leap of faith in believing in themselves to be successful, to fulfill their goals for themselves and the people around them. So it is important that they make it and make it big in this business, so they can live their life lavishly, which we'll talk about later, what is living lavishly.
Yes. That was another one of our the terms that we coined out in one of our sessions, if I remember right. Yeah, let me just, I mean, that's actually very interesting. Let me just note it down so that we don't forget to talk about it. So, go ahead and tell us about your Iron Man strategy about prospecting in your industry.
Okay, for those attendees who are here, first of all, thank you for making time, your next 45 minutes to an hour to listen to what I have to share. And I really am passionate about this, because it's very important that you know that when you get into business, that you have to be successful. And provided you do what is required to be successful in the business. And first of all, my question to you is, when you get into a business, what is the number one criteria of getting into a business? You can type it in the chat or comment, so I know if you are aligned and we are aligned. What is the number one criteria of starting a business?
So do you mean criteria, or do you mean the reason for starting?
Okay, I call it number one criteria of entering a business or starting a business.
Okay.
So you can type in the comment. If you don't, and I'll just continue. It's okay. No, there are no right, perfect answers. But if you can, that'd be great. Prospects, okay. That's important. I mean, I'm not talking about yes, in any business you need prospect or potential buyer. But what I want to say is the number one criteria of any business, anybody starting a business, is profit. If there is no profit in your business, you will not last or you will not continue your business. True or false? Does it make sense?
Yes.
People get into business because they want to see an element of profit. Of course, when you say profit, I'm putting aside your hard work, your integrity, your discipline. That is all I call basic standards, basic requirements of business. But at the end of the day, when you do all that you do, there must be one thing that shows that you can keep on doing what you want to do for as long as you want to do, which is see profits. Yes? Now, that's one word. You want to write it down. Next, performance. What does it take? I mean, we are all measured for our performance. Yes or no? So how do we measure performance? How do we measure performance?
Profitability.
Yes, true, but one way is you measure performance is through your productivity. Yes, productivity, and your prospects. These are two points that will give you your performance. In this case, yes, Ganesh, results. Another word for results, I call performance. Just to make it nice, all key, so you remember. Now, when you talk about productivity, how do you then measure productivity in a financial planning business? How do you measure productivity in your business? That you are productive, you are profitable, you are performing results, but how do you measure that? You make a guess, you know. So basically, it is the time that you spend in your business and the prospects that you see in a day or in a week. So it's about time and number of appointments. And when I say number of appointments, I just want to add on, thanks Danesh. There are two kinds. I call it a business appointment and a chit-chat appointment. So if you want to really see how productive you are seeing people who will contribute to your goal, to your daily goal, to your weekly goal, to your monthly goal, to your quarterly goal, and to your annual goal. So who are you seeing? So this way I was thinking, I've seen a lot of people who are busy. When I ask them, how are you? They are busy seeing people. Or when I ask them, so how's business, how's your production? Not so great. Or didn't meet their goals. So then I go on and asking them, so what happened? Or the client didn't buy, or he gave me an objection, or he gave me a reason for not buying. So, but I had a good conversation. But remember, your results, your performance is measured by the time that you spend with your client, with your potential clients, and the outcome that you get with your prospects. So when I was thinking about this, I had another experience. I spoke to this new financial planner, and I asked him, so I was in my training. So how was your week last week? So very good. I had 10 appointments. I said, wow, that's amazing, because on a basic average, if you can have 10 appointments a day, there is no chance you will not do well in this business. So I asked him, so how many cases did you close? And he scratched his head. He said 0. And I said, that doesn't make sense. Even if you are a terrible salesperson, if you see 10 people, you should at least be able to close one person, even with the worst sales presentation. Because there'll be, out of the 10, there'll be one who will have a need, who will do something. And then I asked him, so who did you see? Then he said, oh, I met all my classmates. Wow, are they good friends with them? He said, yes, they are good friends with me. So why did they didn't buy? Or he said, oh, they're all still studying. So then I realized that he was busy, he was working hard, However, he was not seeing the right people that will help his goal to achieve his goals for the week, for the month, and of course, whatever he set out to do. So I came up with this acronym called Iron Man. So this will actually, you are in business. Why I came up with this? Because you are in business. You have probably set a goal. Yes, Danish? You have probably set a goal for yourself, your weekly goal, your monthly goal, your quarterly goal, or your annual goal. Then you break it down according to your working time that you have set yourself. So the people that you see, are they going to contribute to your goal that you set, your business goal? That's the question you got to ask. Are the people you are meeting in the peak hour of yours, are they going to contribute to your weekly goal, monthly goal, quarterly goal, or annual goal? You got to ask yourself. So the people you see are very important. So with this acronym which I created, if they can meet as much as this, then you know whether they are going to give you that business for the day, for the week, or for the month, or the next quarter, or the next year. That's what you need to want to find out. So you know you are real, you are practical, how close or how real your goal is, achieving your goal is. So with that, I want to start. First, Iron Man, you're talking about insurance, right? So what's most important when you're talking to someone about insurance about a person? What is most important about the person that you see? Anyone? If you're talking about insurance, what is important? Make a guess. Okay, I leave that to me. Leave that to me. First of all, the person that you see has got to be insurable. If you're talking about income protection, it's got to be insurable. Yes. So if he's not insurable, you know you are unable to sell him any form of insurance. However, today the industry has become very creative, and they have come up with plans that are called GIO, right? A guaranteed insurability offer, where health is not so important. So then you have that group. So you know that you can't sell insurance, but you can sell another range of products. But if you're talking about full financial protection to someone, insurability is very important. So insurable, right? Again, it all depends on your prospects, right? So insurable. Next, R. The person you see has to be responsible. Responsible to themselves or to their loved ones. If they are not responsible in wanting to provide for themselves or their family, then you know whatever you say is not going to go to their head. They are not going to sit down and listen, because they are not going to do anything about it, because there's no element of responsibility. So insurance is an act of love. It's an act of responsibility for yourself or your family. So if the person that you see is not responsible, he is not going to do anything with you. Make sense?
Definitely.
Yeah. Next, O. Is he or she open or willing to give you the opportunity to meet and listen to what you have to share, offer, provide, and make him or her aware of a current gaps or needs or goals or aspirations. So if they don't give you that opportunity to meet or talk, then you have no chance to share that your wealth of knowledge and what you can do for them. So they must be able to or willing to give you that opportunity for you to share with them. So insurable, responsible, open, or give you the opportunity. Next, need. They must have a need, or you must be able to create a need. More often than not, I do not know or have seen anyone who's completely protected. There is always an element of need somewhere in their life, because our lives change, our goals change, our aspirations change, so our need also changes. So are you able to create or dismantle or uncover that need that they are aware of? Create an awareness that there is a need for them to handle. If there's no need, more often people will not buy if they do not see a need. And people who buy without knowing a need will eventually not use it, or in the element of insurance, lapse it because they say they don't need it when a situation arises. So are you able to create and make them aware of the need? Make sense so far, Hari? Are you with me?
Yeah, maybe. Can I interject and ask a question?
Sure.
Or do you want to leave the question to the end?
You can stop me and ask me anytime to make it clearer for yourself and our audience.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, having gone through stages of my life, right? So when you are 20, this need thing seems to be the furthest from your mind, right? This need for insurance or financial advisor talking to you seem to be the furthest from the mind. But if you take a look at it, these are the group of people who are probably in the universities, who are probably in the tertiary part of their life, and if I'm not wrong, this is where the premiums are at the lowest. Am I right to say that?
It depends what they are acquiring for their financial needs. You are right. 20, we may think that there is no need. Actually, there's a need.
Correct.
But not every need has to be a financial solution or an instrument that we offer.
Correct. So, in my looking back on hindsight from now, right, I am thinking, and if you talk to people our age, they will always say, I wish I bought this 20 years ago.
Yes. I will come to that. Once we can touch on the various age groups, once I finish my next three letters of my acronym, then you see how it completes the whole puzzle.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
You're right when you say there's a need. So need, yes. We need to identify. I'm sure a 20-year-old has a need. He wants to be successful. Of course, in your conversation, you want to find out what the success means to him, financially at least, from the work that we do. Next, of course, in that space, we come to M, money. You can talk to someone who's insurable, who is responsible, who is open and gives you the opportunity, who has the need. But if he has no money, he cannot do what he wants to accomplish. In this case, putting together a financial solution. So you must talk to people who have the money. Otherwise, no matter how good the solution is, no matter how well you can talk to them, no matter how responsible, insurable, open they are, they cannot implement the solution. So this doesn't help you in your goal for the day, for the week, for the month. Then you know that this person, you have to follow up for future. Could be next month, next year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, when they can have the money to implement that solution, assuming you can always identify all the insurability, responsibility, openness, opportunity, and needs. Next, the A, they must have the authority. Many a times, financial planners talk to husbands or wives or young people who is willing and excited about what you offer, but then they come and tell you that, oh, I cannot make that decision because I have to talk to my wife, my husband, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my father, my mother. Then no matter how good solutions that you have to deliver, they cannot act on it. So it's very important that you speak to someone in your conversation. You're able to identify that they are someone that has the authority to make a decision. Right? And finally, to make the Ironman complete, I came out with this thing called action for a change. Right? The N is at the end, not the front. Action. If they are insurable, they are responsible, they give you the opportunity, you're able to identify the need, and they have the money, or you found the money, and they have the authority, then you got to do what it takes to have them to take action. Are they able and willing to take action? If being all that, if they are not willing to take action, then you do not have to close a sale. So you know that he is not going to contribute to your daily goal, weekly goal, monthly goal. So what is it that is stopping him from taking action? You need to identify that. Then you're going to deal with that. So if you're able to complete this Ironman, if they can complete all, if not most of it, then you know he or she is an ideal prospect. You have qualified the prospect who would be in a position to contribute to your weekly goal, monthly goal, quarterly goal. If they cannot, then you know that they will not going to contribute to your goal for the week or for the month. Then you got to ask yourself, what can I do? Or what do I need to do next to qualify them for my goal for the future, the next month, the next quarter, or even the next year? What do I need to do to influence them to be the Iron Man or them to be my client? So in short, that's my acronym for Iron Man. How is that for you? Hari?
It leaves me with a lot of questions.
Please.
Let's ask our guest. Danesh, do you have any questions based on Chandran's acronym Iron Man? Anything that you want to clarify? Yeah, I do agree. It's so solid, right? Iron Man, everything in a nutshell. Such a great acronym, easy to remember. When you go and watch your Marvel movies, main character is an Iron Man, right? Yeah. So okay. So I've got some questions. Danesh has got. He's fine. I've got some questions that I want to clarify, Chandran, if you don't mind, right? So you mentioned earlier before you started on Iron Man, busy and productive. So can one be busy and not productive? And on the other hand, can one be productive and not busy?
Okay, so this is something, if you speak to many of us or any financial planner or anybody for the matter, they're always busy. So my question is always, busy doing what? If you're doing, for me as a financial planner or any business, there's always, for me, there's no Monday, no Sunday. It's all about, it's a business day or a non-business day. So what's a business day? A business day is when you are productive. For me, productivity refers to only two things. One, you either close a case or you get new leads for your business. So these who's potentially or who will be your client. So at least you know, if I do not close someone for business, I've got someone who is a potential lead for my future business. So if I don't do any of that, then I'm not productive. I may be busy, but what did I accomplish at the end of the day? So it's got to do with accomplishment. What did you get that will help to contribute to your business? So in our business, there's only two things. Lead for future business or someone who implements business. So if you go out and meet friends for a chit chat, you can talk about everything and anything about COVID-19, about fashion, but is he going to contribute to your business? If it's not, then for me, there's just a chit chat. It's just time wasted, or it's just non-business hour. Of course, in a day, you can always have a couple of hours as non-business hours to just catch up, to chit chat. But otherwise, whoever that you speak has to be someone who will implement a solution, will give you a lead, is a lead that can contribute to your business. I hope that explains my understanding of busyness and being productive.
Yeah, right. Because when we hire, when we have our cold callers do calls, right, for our digital marketing business, they may be busy, right? At the end of the day, they may be doing 10, 20 calls, but when they do these calls, I mean, there is no, I won't say closing. We can't close at at the first meeting, but there is no substantial value to them being on the phone call and doing stuff.
Okay, in this case, they are doing the required tasks to get a potential client depending on what's the objective. So I would call that being productive. But of course, if there are no results, then the question is, what are they saying or not saying to get the results that they want? So that's a different conversation about being effective in the communication of getting outcome. But the fact that they are picking up the phone for a potential business opportunity, then I would call it being productive.
Okay.
The
Because that
question
is the task assigned to them, correct?
Yeah, the question is, why are they not getting results? Then there's another area we need to explore. Is it the conversation, the offer, or the target audience?
So, okay, that clarifies that part of it. Another question is, in your Ironman strategy, is there something that you need to do in sequence, or is there something that's more important than the other?
Well, the Ironman sounds nice. Actually, it's no order of importance. But if I have to choose one very important letter in this my Ironman concept to help you achieve your goal, I would say M, money. Because insurability, you can tell, because there are opportunities, whether they are insurable or not insurable, there are products out there. Responsibility, you can have in your own way, you can influence them and show them the importance. Openness, with your skill, you can create opportunities and openness. Need, you can create. But M is something that they must have. If they don't have M, money, even the best product, they can't implement. They may love you, they may love the product, they may believe you 200%. But if they can't afford to implement a solution, then they cannot implement a solution. Even if they don't have authority, you can always create opportunities to get to the authority, sit down and have that conversation. But if you cannot find M, the money to implement, the affordability, then there's no chance to achieve your goal, your business goal.
Okay. So, in a sense, do you ask about money first before when you meet a prospect?
Well, in your conversation, you can always kind of sense, that's what I call preparation. When you have your list of prospects, you see, everybody has a list of prospects. You write down 100, 300, 500 names. You still need to at least list down a few things about this particular prospect that you are talking to. I call it pre-qualification. My Ironman is an additional qualification. Pre-qualification could be like male, female, then kind of need. Age group, are they in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s? Next thing is, are they single, married? Next thing could be, if you want to go further, do they have kids, no kids if they are married? If they are single, are they living with their parents on their own? Are they supporting their parents, or are they being supported by their parents? These are some of the factors you can find out. Working, where they are working, what's your occupation or area of occupation, generally an income. So all these will give you a clue. If you're talking at 20-year-olds, the next question is, are they working or not working? If they're not working, the question I will ask myself is, even if they like what I say, what I do, can they implement my solution? Or even if they do, what will be the affordability range? A 20-year-old may not have the kind of income versus a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old. So do I have to work triply hard to achieve my business goal versus talking to a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old who I know has got a larger income, who can help accomplish my business goals because he has the affordability to implement a broader solution. So all this will give you a clue. So you know from this, how is your work going to look like? How many people you need to see to achieve your business goal? Because the people you see will also determine the potential size of the case that you may close with the person.
This essentially your Ironman actually gives you quality prospects as opposed to quantity of prospects.
If you want to look busy, if you want to tell people that I had 20 appointments, of course you can tell and be proud about it. But if you talk to 15 of them who don't qualify to buy, who are not insurable, who are not going to give you a name, who do not have the affordability, then that is not my Ironman. But I'm not saying don't see them. You can see them to groom them for the future, to make them into an Ironman, because whether this person could potentially be a future Ironman for you. But if you tie in your goals, your activity to your that daily, weekly, monthly goal, the people you see has to be close to an Ironman because you know for sure whether they will create or offer you business. I'm not saying don't see these people. I'm saying don't spend prime time, important time to kill yourself by seeing people who are not going to contribute to your goals. You can always have an hour or two just to meet this group of people for you to qualify whether they are an Ironman for the future.
Okay. So if assuming that you go through this Ironman strategy, Ironman method of yours, right? And you come to a place where, let's say one of it doesn't, your prospect doesn't fit into one of these areas, one of these Ironman. So what next? What do you do?
Okay, like I said, if they have the money, then you know 50% of the problem is solved because they can afford. So affordability is an important factor, right? The other things, insurability, if they are not insurable, you can always tell them, based on your condition, you're not insurable, so what else can we do to solve your problem? You can always have this conversation. If they're not responsible, you can always take a position to share why is it important to be responsible for themselves or their families. If they are not open, you can always, in your own skill sets, be equipped with the sales skill set, to be able to get them to agree to see you, why it is important or why it is going to be beneficial for them to see you. Need, in your conversation, you can always identify and create a need. Authority, you can always find out who makes the decisions and get an opportunity to meet them. And then action, if you solve all the other problems, then I don't see why they can not take an action, which is implement, refer somebody, or agree to let you see whoever they're going to make that decision. So there are some things you can influence with your sales skills and preparation. M is something that you're going to find out how. If they don't have, you can solve that problem. Or you know for sure you can't solve that problem. And he is not going to be giving you business for the week, for the month, for the quarter until you know when is the money coming in. For example, if he's still a university student, you need to find out when is he going to graduate and when he's going to get a job. Then you know that he's got the M.
So this nicely ties up with actually what we do here at SME Academy Asia, which is digital marketing consultancy, right? So when one of your Ironman stuff, right? I mean, you have already seen this guy, and that is already the first step, right? And now you're qualifying them or pre-qualifying them using your Ironman. What I would suggest going forward to everybody who's watching is, if he does not fit into one of these Ironman, I think you should put this person or any of your future prospect into a funnel, right? A funnel is it's sort of I'm sure you've come across companies messaging you over a period of time, right? These are companies who have your email details, your name, and they sort of nurture you and keep you on top of their mind when actually they are ready. Whenever one of these Ironman methods doesn't fit in, and it so happened that over in the near future it fits in, you are there because you are following up constantly and you're on top of their mind for them to call you. So I think apart from having this Ironman method, you should have a good follow-up method in place as well. What do you think of that? Is that a norm in the industry, Chandran?
Perfect. That's very true, Hari, because what you're doing is, you know, if he fits that Ironman, the chances of him placing business with you is very high, or almost there. The moment he's not there, this is where you need to now take this person and put it in a funnel, like you call it, and keep him for the next round of conversation. However, with the Ironman concept, you are very familiar, you are clear which element of that Iron Man is missing. Is it responsibility? Is it openness? Is it money? Is it authority? So when you have the follow-up conversations, you have prepared and trained yourself to address that particular element or component, so that when you have the next conversation, if it's responsibility, you need to find out whether that has changed. If you want to talk about authority, is he still dependent to make a decision on somebody else, or can he make a decision? Or if it's money, does he now have the money, or does he still lack the money? So you know, when you follow up through your funnel, you know what area you need to follow up on. So that helps you to close that particular person, knowing that they have fulfilled every part of the Iron Man.
That's so your first meeting with the person would not be actually your last meeting, right?
Definitely no, because like I said, not every prospect is an Iron Man now, but they can be an Iron Man tomorrow.
Correct. And how do you know they are Iron Man tomorrow? Because you are following up.
This is where it's very important. What is the system that you set up to have regular contact, regular follow-up with your potential customer? Is it through a call? Is it through a email? Is it through some information? Or is it through your web presence, where they are part of it? They know exactly what you're doing, and you never know, something that you share could suddenly attract them or trigger them to suddenly think about you, or be in touch with you, or change their thought on something.
Correct. Yes. So it's important, right? And when you meet them the next time, if going through your Ironman methodology, you know exactly where to address your conversation, which you in fact, when you go there to meet the person, you already know which of the Ironman is lacking, and you have actually prepared probably the objections and how to handle those objections. Would you say that?
Definitely, because when you know some things which are in your favor, you know that that's not the area that you need to worry about. But if you know that there are some areas that you're going to have a challenge, that's where you prepare for the appointment. So you know how to address that. If it's responsibility, if it's insurability, if it's action, if it's authority, how do you then? For example, I have met a financial advisor who says, in a normal conversation, how's your sales? Again, I always ask this question, right? They say, well, I've been seeing a lot of clients. They are very optimistic. They like what I do, but they always give me that I got to talk to my husband, talk to my wife. And that has not brought me in the sales. So my question to them is, what did you do? Oh, I when they tell me that they want to talk to their wife, they get back to me, I said, okay. And what's the typical outcome? Oh, it's been weeks, it's been months. Some of them say no. And I say, I'm not surprised at the result that you get. They say, what do you mean? Well, I asked him, how long did you actually talk to this person to talk about finding out the need, addressing the importance, finding out the Iron Man stuff, right? And then to come to a solution that they liked. It could be from an hour, 2 hours. Okay, I say, great. So you have done a thorough job in creating a need, establishing the importance, addressing the concerns, any objections. But they cannot make that decision. So they tell you that they're going to talk to somebody else, their partner or someone else. How long do you think they will take to talk to the other person they're going to talk about what you shared?
Seek permission.
Yeah. How long do you think they will talk? Do you think they will spend the same 2 hours?
No way.
They will probably say, hey, I met Hari, a financial planner. He shared me something very interesting I like. So should I take? I'm thinking of taking. I just want to ask you, generally, what will the other person say?
Let's go and have a meal first. Makan dulu.
They probably say, I'm hungry, or yeah, it's another salesman, the same product. Why you want to waste money? Forget about it. Tell him no need, think about it, and that's it. So, but if you're able to understand that and then create an opportunity to say that I think it's important that you have this conversation with your other half or whoever partner. How about I suggest this? I know it's going to be difficult for you to explain what I explain and address any of these concerns. How about we set up a separate time together where I can share exactly what I shared, and both of you could ask me every question that you want. So when you make this decision, both of you know exactly why you make decision and how it benefits both of you. And if it doesn't benefit any one of you, at least we know, and then we can do something else or not do anything about it.
Excellent. Excellent.
So this way, you are getting an appointment with the decision maker.
And handling the objection.
Yeah.
Generally. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Earlier, I mean, is there any is Danesh still around? Wonder if he has any questions. So if you have, maybe you can put it on the chat right now. If not, I think we are almost at 45 minutes. But I want to end this, Chandran, by asking you, when you mentioned this profound, very profound 2 words, living lavishly. Can you shed some light on living lavishly?
Okay. I mean, when we say, we had this conversation the other day, I think it was this Sunday. Yeah. When we spoke about it, a lot of people feel that when they are in this business, when they make a lot of money, they have to show off by buying a big ring, a big watch, a big car, a big house, and then sometimes they stop themselves because they have what I call a negative relationship with money. But I think if they get the business right, if the relationship with money right, for me, living lavishly means you can spend money to help other people. Doesn't have to be for yourself. Live life lavishly for others. Be able to please the people around you, help the people around you lavishly, because money is not an issue, because you have a business that's being successful that you can spend without thinking to help another person, a needy person or family, to live a happy life. That's my idea of living lavishly. Sounds nice. What do you think?
For thought. Food for thought for everyone, huh? I would say living lavishly as opposed to living luxuriously. Does that make sense? It's actually probably two extremes actually.
Yeah. When you say live luxuriously, you think most of you on yourself, to live in a bigger house, bigger car, bigger watch, bigger earrings, bigger pendant. But when you say live lavishly, if you know what that means for yourself, you can now able to live lavishly by spending for others freely to help them.
Okay, cool. So any last words, Chandran, for the viewers?
In short, take action, be productive, prepare yourself. And look, when you wake up in the morning, the only 2 questions to ask yourself: who is Iron Man I'm going to call? Who's Iron Man I'm going to see today?
And you have, 3 more months for the year end?
Yep, September till December. Let's say you want to work till 31st of December. You know the number of days you have. You need to really sit down and list down who are the Iron Man that you have right now. And you know these are the people who are going to give you business for your goals this year. If they're not an Iron Man, then you know that your goals for this year will require a different effort. And who are these people that you need to groom for the next year? So to be real and realistic for yourself to achieve your business goals.
Okay.
Otherwise, all the best for your business for 2021, and still keep looking, creating Ironmans for 2022.
That's right. Iron Man never dies, right?
He always appears. You just need to groom them.
Yeah. The movie or the story might end, but the next story always appears. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Chandran, for spending almost an hour. Wow. Okay, almost an hour here with us. It was really insightful. I hope the viewers here right now and the viewers in the future, I will be leaving this on my Facebook page, on the SME Academy Asia Facebook page, right? Whoever comes on board can learn from your wisdom and your knowledge. So thanks a lot, Chandran. See you next time, maybe in 2 weeks time. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Okay guys, thank you for staying for about an hour. I think we've done what, almost 50 over minutes here. This is a program that I've put together. Basically, I mean, just a short introduction about myself, right? I run SMEacademy.Asia, right? We are a company that actually helps small medium enterprises around Asia to digitize their marketing, right? Which means we handle landing pages, websites, social media, automation and stuff like that. All of those things that we handle. So this is an attempt to bring the people that I know, who I think they are a who's who in the industry that I trust, to share information with my community. So I'm hoping to make this a once in 2 weeks or maybe once a week thing going forward, but we will see. So today we had Mr. Chandran Kanapathey, as someone who has been in the financial industry, and he's a trainer for financial advisors for 20 years, right? So maybe next week or the 2 weeks after, I'll get somebody equally power to talk to us. So okay, thanks for joining us. Hope you guys had a good session, and see you next time. Bye bye.